welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about my ultimate favorite thing, and it is all about the bookshelf. I love bookshelves. Any single style in your home will benefit from having a bookshelf. So the first thing about the bookshelves is simply how they're made. I made them, and I know if I can make them and look pretty decent, then you definitely can. So it's just a piece of wood. Literally, it's just a piece of wood. We went to Lowe's. We actually bought a big piece of wood, made sure it was indoor wood. We focused on how far out it would come, the depth, I think. How far out it would come. You just want to make sure that if you're putting a bookshelf in a space, how far out it comes, because you don't want people to run into it. You don't want to hit your head on it. You don't want it to be too far out. So in my case, this is in a very open space. So honestly, I could have even come out further, but I didn't think that was necessary. So we got the wood. They actually cut it for us at Lowe's. It was free. They'll cut the wood for you, so go in there, measure your walls. One thing I did, because I'm not really a numbers person, I just took some tape, and I just put tape on the walls, and then I measured that out, and then I took that in. So, yep, I did the tape, and then the brackets are right here. They're hard to tell because they blend in with the wall, but these are also from Lowe's. I think they're like $1.20. I don't know. This is like a $30 project to put a bunch of shelves on your wall. So we got that, and then I think the most important thing that really lifts it up is I painted the shelves and the brackets the exact same color as the wall. Because in this case, I did not want the shelves to stand out. I wanted the things on the shelves to stand out. So if you're going with a really neutral palette and you want an extravagant sort of bookshelf, then you want to make sure you're getting shelves that will stand out from your wall. So like for instance, I could have done white shelves. That would really have been opposites. Natural wood would look good. So many options. So that's the bookshelves. And then what's on the bookshelf? So whenever you're styling your bookshelves, you always want to think in triangles. And it doesn't have to be a perfect triangle like this. It can also be an obsolete triangle, so it can really go at any angle. On the top shelf here, we have, these were actually given to me by my mom, and they were my nannies before that. I love them. When I was little, I thought that they kind of came with the house. I don't know, you kind of make up stories in your head. So I thought they came with the house, and they used to freak me out. I think I even took them off the wall one day, but now I love them. Obviously, they're not freaky. They're just little plastic ornate pieces, but I love them. So so I'm kind of going in an obsolete triangle, kind of going down, but once again playing with height. If you want your shelves to look professionally done, if you want them to look grand, use height. Use small things and use tall things and use things right in the middle. So I've got some books here, and then this really cool thing that I thrifted. I think it was like $2, but I don't even know what it is actually. If you know what this is, tell me. You can I don't know. I thought it was a candle holder, and I was like, wow, that's the coolest candle holder ever, but you can like blow through it. It's almost like a pipe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It looks really cool. It's a circle, so whenever I'm decorating, especially because my house has so many straight lines, and bookshelves will typically have straight lines, it's a good idea to break it up with circles, any type of organic shape, just to make it feel a little bit more custom. So yeah, that's our little guy there. So now we're going to move on to the second shelf. Once again, working with triangles. Now these two are a little similar to the same height, but he's just a little bit shorter. So he's going on this side. So the first thing I think of when you think of a bookshelf, it's called the golden ratio. So think of a seashell and how a seashell will start and sort of swirl out, but it's kind of up at the top. So whenever someone looks at your bookshelves, you want them to look at it like a seashell. I don't know if I'm making this make any sense, but you want them to start somewhere. You don't want them to just see it and it's bland, unless that is what you're going for because you have another part of your home that you want them to look at. So whenever you have the bookshelves, the first thing you're naturally going to look at is this picture. Because first of all, it's not even in the style of everything around it. It's ocean, it's the water. So, and then the color. I don't really have any color going on this bookshelf at all. Everything is very neutral, so that blue really just pops. the frame is gold, so it's gonna pop on the black wall. And I can get away with sort of breaking the rules here because I live on the coast. There's marsh everywhere, there's water everywhere. So even when you come to my house, you'll see this picture here, and then if you leave the house, you know, if we go to Target, downtown, anywhere, you're gonna see the marsh and the water, so it works. And then we just have some books, some more vases. Once again though, the vases that I get, it's a very organic shape. Let's see, $2.99, seriously. I love a good deal. $2.99, and you can see, I mean, it's not perfect. It's imperfect, and I think that's what makes it beautiful. It's got this cool kind of texture. It's rough, and I think it looks really good next to these sort of softer books. And then the frame is cold, sort of like this. You have two metals, so they're going to kind of come together as two cold things. So I think the painting in it seems to look softer. So it just breaks it up a little bit. And then some candlesticks. You always want to play with heights once again with your bookshelves. And then, let me get out of the way, we have probably the most functional bookshelf to me, something that I'm going to use often. I have this record player. It's a Crossley record player. I think it was only like $50, which is perfect. One thing I did do is I changed the needle out because they come with a plastic needle, and I did put a metal needle on it just to protect the records and for better sound quality. But it's also a Bluetooth player, and anything that serves as multiple functions and it's only one thing is perfect, and I'll always go for it. This is definitely my favorite smell from Target. I love it. It's passion fruit and amber. It's kind of fruity, but then it's warm, and it's definitely one of my favorite smells. We have this guy over here. Can you see him? I'm actually going to pull him forward because I love him. I got this from one of my favorite stores downtown, and I don't know, I just love him. There's me on the phone. Yeah, but he looks really cool. He's got the cigar in his hand. His mustache is really like pointed, and I think he's really cool. And he belongs in my house. This is another piece. This little angel right here was from my grandma. She had a lot of angels in her house, and it's just probably one of the only things that I have from her, and I'll have it forever. And then we have some more books, and then this really cool thing, you've probably seen it at Target. Once again, we have all of these straight lines up and down, left and right. We want to break it up. We want to bring organic shapes, and we want to bring in things that don't really make sense at first, but they just, I don't know, they kind of balance it out. So love that. I think it was like $20 at Target, and I love it. And then at the bottom, I just have this plant, $5 from Target. Plants are always just something, if you feel like you have a space, you don't know what to do with it, you can always put a plant there. And then it's $5 at Target. So, and then this last thing right here is a piece of driftwood from my mother-in-law. Thank you, Carol. It was really difficult. Every time I go to the beach, I would always look for a good piece of driftwood. That one is already dried out. So she found that for me just this week. And then down here, records. And then this is actually probably my greatest hack ever. We all have internet. We all have cords. We all have these things, and we need to do something with them. So instead of having them out in the open, it's just sitting here in this basket. It's got plenty of room to breathe. It's not cluttered, so, and the basket has holes in it so it doesn't get too hot. All I did, I just cut a little tiny hole in the bottom of the basket, and I just ran the cords through it, and it fits in there perfectly. So yeah, once again though, we're playing with the triangles. As you can see, we start with our picture and we go down in our triangle. Now this space, the plant's not that much taller, but this shelf is shorter, so the plant is higher. I mean, yeah, once again, I really focus on the shapes. I don't know. One thing I did do, especially because I have the accent color of gold, I don't really have any silver or other types of metals, so I did a triangle going the opposite way. So we have it up here. Let me make sure my hand's right. We go down to our painting, and then we go down to that. So your eye is just traveling, and it's relaxing. The last tip I'm going to give you on your bookshelf, and only because I have made this mistake so many times, constantly, is that I tend to overfill my bookshelves. I'll take all of these things in my house that I want to put up there, I'll lay them all out, and then I'll put every single thing on the bookshelf. I always start with the biggest things, then the medium-sized things, and then I add in the little tiny things at the end. But I'll put everything up there and it looks so chaotic and cluttered, and I end up hating it and I keep moving it. So one thing I've learned is that everything does not have to go back up on the bookshelf. Some things you can put away. I have a closet, I put decor pieces in there, and if ever I get bored, I can just sort of go in there, shop my closet, replace things, and it just feels fresh and new. It's like when your kids have a bunch of toys and you take some toys away and you bring them back, and it's just, they love it. They're all brand new. And the reason you don't want everything, you don't want every space up there, is because you want spaces where you can breathe, where the eyes can rest. So if I had the whole top shelf filled, there would be no time for you to sort of pause and just see this blank wall right here that really just, I don't know. To me, it's just a little bit more calming. Everything is kind of the same color. Now, if you're a maximalist, if you love a lot of things, then completely ignore this rule, because this is one style of rule. So a maximalist is going to want a lot of things, and you should definitely go for that. Get that. So, sorry, I hear my kids yelling in the background, but they're fine. Once again, I'm playing with this blank space right here, and if you do the triangles, you'll see those blank spaces in places that just make sense. So you'll see it, I should have if this is my tallest object and I'm creating my triangle around this picture, I should have blank spaces next to it. Same thing, this is my tallest thing, I should have blank spaces next to it. So, you know, just give your eyes time to rest. Unless you're a maximalist, then go for it. Fill the shelves, put everything up there, go buy more things, put them up there, do what you have to. So yeah, and I guess one little extra thing is you're not always going to find every single item for your bookshelf in one day. So if today you decide you want to do bookshelves, take your time. Don't expect to go to one store and find everything. You might find everything, but sometimes I think it feels better when you search for things, when you put old things up there, when you consider who lives in the house. Like these down here, my boys are older now. If they were babies, honestly, I'd probably just have baskets with their toys in it. So you can have nice things, just take your time looking for it. Go to different stores, thrift things, shop your house, paint things that you already have. So yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. I love making bookshelves. Let me know if you have any questions, any other videos that you want to see, because I would love to make them. So bye.